So today we're going to be focusing on the semitendinosus muscle. So the semitendinosus originates in the ischial tuberosity, and then it goes down the posterior thigh, and it inserts at the medial tibial condyle. You can find it in between the biceps femoris, that is lateral, and then the semimembranosus, which is medial. It is mainly responsible for hip extension, which is the movement of the posterior femur in the sagittal plane, and then it is also mainly responsible for flexion of the knee. Some other functions of the semitendinosus muscle are posterior pelvic rotation, internal rotation of the hip, and internally rotates the flexed knee. So the semitendinosus muscle has biarticular properties because it posteriorly crosses over two joints, the hip joint and the knee joint. By articulating with both of these joints, the semitendinosus can perform both knee flexion and hip extension, and this is important for movements such as running and jumping.
So first we're going to demonstrate an improper way to pick something up off the ground. So as you can see, her back starts to round. She is using her semitendinosus. It's overstretching though, and that way you're going to use all your back muscles, and we don't want that. So go ahead and stand up. And then another improper way is if you squat down and put your knees over your toes. You also don't want that because the weight is going all into your knees. That can lead to injury. But instead, a way to make sure that you're using proper technique, you want to keep a normal curvature in your spine by keeping a flat back, and you want to use your hamstring and glute muscles to pull yourself up when you're picking something off the ground. And you also want to make sure that your knees are not going over your toes. Just like that.
A standing example to stretch your semitendinosus muscle: grab a chair or a desk, place one foot on the chair, have a deep flex in your toes towards your face, square your hips with one another, lengthen your spine, and then slowly begin to hinge toward your toes until you feel the semitendinosus muscle activate, and then hang out here, and then that's it. A seated example to stretch your semitendinosus muscle in the left leg: place the sole of one foot to the inner thigh of your opposite leg, twist your torso over your straightened leg, and then slowly begin to hinge forward until you feel your hamstring begin to catch. You're really activating the semitendinosus muscle, remembering to flex your toes to allow your hamstrings to open up. A way to stretch your semitendinosus muscle when you're laying down or in a supine position: you can place a towel, a sweatshirt, or a band around the bottom, the sole of your foot. Slowly lay all the way down, deep flex in your toes, and then begin to pull the towel or the sweatshirt until you feel your semitendinosus muscle catch, and then stay there and hang out.
This exercise is great for the hamstrings because it incorporates knee flexion as well as leg extension. This would be a great exercise because it incorporates full range of motion of the semitendinosus muscle as well as eccentric strength because you can incorporate resistance with the band. In addition to the first exercise, we chose the second exercise because it incorporates resistance with your body weight as well as resistance with the yoga ball. This is a great exercise for the semitendinosus muscle because it incorporates eccentric strength by pushing the yoga ball out, and also knee flexion by bringing the yoga ball back into the knee. The last exercise we chose to incorporate into this portion of the video is a combination of a deadlift with added resistance from a band. This exhibits full range of motion because it uses minimal flexion of the knee as well as hip extension. This is a great exercise to strengthen the semitendinosus muscle.